Welcome to episode 14 of my 15-minute crochet series. Today's 15-minute project is this flower bag charm with no extra hardware needed. This can be done in just 15 minutes, but if you're an absolute beginner, it could take longer because you're learning stitches for the first time. For supplies, we will need 3 different colors of size 4 yarn, one of which is green and other 2 are for your flower colors. Then you'll need a 4.5mm crochet hook, a darning needle, and some scissors. So we're going to start with the middle of the flower and we're going to make a magic circle. For this one, I'm using a yellow. So I hold the yarn with my left hand like so. My right 2 fingers insert into the loop, my left hand twists. My right 2 fingers grab this yarn and pulls all the way until you get 2 different openings. I'll show you in a second. So right here you have 2 different holes, and then you take your crochet hook and insert it into the top hole. And then I make a chain 1 and I turn my work horizontally like this. And then we're going to put 6 single crochets inside of this magic circle. So you insert your hook into the circle, yarn over, pull it back out. Now you have 2 on your loop, yarn over, pull it through these 2. That's 1 single crochet. And so I'm just repeating this again. And we're going to keep doing this until we have 6 single crochets inside of this magic circle. Okay, once that's done, I take my tail and pull all the way so that the hole is firmly closed, like so. And then I'm going to look for the first single crochet that I made. It's right over here, actually. You insert your hook through that stitch, and you're going to make a slip stitch. So you yarn over, pull it through that stitch, and pull it through the loop on your hook. That is a slip stitch. And then I do a chain 1. Okay, now for the second row, we're going to do an increase. So that means 2 single crochets inside 1 stitch. So I just made 1, and then I'm going to put the second one in the exact same stitch. I move on to the next stitch and do the exact same thing. So just another increase. And I'm going to keep repeating the increases all the way around this row until I have 12 stitches overall. So here's my 12 stitches. I look for the first single crochet again and make another slip stitch. And then I do a chain 1, and then I'm going to cut my yarn because we're going to move on to the next color. For me, it's pink, but yours could be a totally different one. Okay, so now I'm going to take my pink yarn and I'm going to make a slip knot. So I hold my yarn like this, and then my left hand twists again. My right 2 fingers grab this one right here and pulls all the way until you've made 1 loop. My left hand will hold the knot securely, while my right hand will take the yellow part and my hook as well. And then I'm going to insert my hook into this part right here, which is the last stitch that we made for this yellow section. And then I'm going to insert it as well into this pink loop. And I tighten it so that the hole is smaller, and then I pull it through this yellow stitch. Now we're going to make a chain 1. And then on the next stitch, we're going to make 2 half double crochets. How you do that is you yarn over, insert into this stitch, yarn over again, pull it back out. Now you have 3 on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. That's a half double crochet. And we're going to repeat the half double crochet into the exact same stitch. After these 2 half double crochets, I'm going to chain 1, and then I'm going to slip stitch this into the next stitch. So now I have just made 1 petal. To start on the next one, we're going to chain 1, and then again do the 2 half double crochets on the next stitch. After the 2 half double crochets, we're going to chain 1 and then slip stitch onto the next stitch over. So you're going to keep making these petals until you have a total of 6. Once you're done your 6 petals, you should end up somewhere around here. Okay, so I just did 5 petals. I'm about to do my 6th one. So I just chain 1 and do my 2 half double crochets right here. And then I chain 1 again and insert into the next stitch. But I actually want to do an extra 7th one because I think there's too much space between these 2 petals. So I'm just going to make a chain 1 and 2 half double crochets in the exact same stitch. So it'll be a little bit tight. And then I'm going to chain 1 again. And this time I'll slip stitch into this one right here, where the first chain that we made is. So just do your slip stitch to connect these 2 petals together and chain 1. And then I'm going to cut the yarn. And then I take my hook and pull upwards to make a knot. And now all I have to do is weave in all of these ends that you see at the back. That way everything is clean before we start on our chain and the leaf. Okay, now moving on to the chain part, we'll take our green yarn and make a slip knot. So hold your yarn like so, left hand twists, right 2 fingers grab this yarn, pull all the way till you make a loop, and then you just insert your crochet hook into the loop. And now all we have to do is make 30 chains. So just yarn over and pull through. Okay, so this is how long 30 chains is. Now all I'm gonna do is take my scissors and cut the yarn and pull my crochet hook upwards. And now we're going to attach this onto our flower. So I take my crochet hook and then I will pick a section between 2 petals to insert it in. I'll put it right here. And then I'm going to grab one of the ends of the chain. And then I'll just use my hook to pull it through the flower, like so. Okay, and then I'm going to take these 2 ends and I'm actually going to tie a double knot. So I'm just laying it down on the table and making sure that the knot is only on the parts without a chain. So as you can see, it's moving quite a bit, but I want to make sure that the knot does not go into the chain portion, just on the yarn. So here I am making sure everything stays in place. I tie my first knot and then I do my double knot. Now these 2 tails are actually at the front, but I'm just moving it over because I want it to be at the back, because I'm going to use my needle to weave in these 2 tails into one of the petals. So I just take my needle and insert it right here. It doesn't have to be throughout the entire flower, just 1 petal is enough. Right here, and then I'm just gonna go back the opposite direction so that it doesn't move at all and it stays secure. Now moving on to the last part, which is the leaf. We're just gonna make our usual slip knot, and then we're going to make 7 chains. Now on the second chain from the loop, right here, we're going to make a single crochet. So insert your hook through here, and then just make a single crochet. On the next stitch, we're going to make a half double crochet. So yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over again, yarn over, pull through all 3. On this one, we're going to make a double crochet. So yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull it back, yarn over, pull through just 2, and then yarn over, pull through the last 2. Then we're going to repeat this double crochet on the next stitch as well. So we made 2 double crochets. Then on the next stitch, we'll do a half double crochet again. And then on the last chain, we're going to do a single crochet. Now we just finished half of the leaf. Now we're at the point of the leaf. So I'm going to turn my work like this. And then I'm going to make 3 chains. And then I turn this a little bit, like so, and you'll see that there's different bumps here. We're going to slip stitch into this last bump right here. So insert your hook, and then make your slip stitch. That is the point of the leaf done. And then this big hole right here, we're just gonna make a single crochet right here. So now we're actually turning our work to the right again because we're going to work on the other half of the leaf. So we're going to make a half double crochet on the next stitch, which is right here. So complete your half double crochet and then make 2 double crochets on the next 2 stitches. So this is your first double crochet. Basically, we're just doing everything we did on the other half. So this is my second double crochet. Then next we'll do a half double crochet, and then on the last stitch we're going to do a single crochet. Now we're going to slip stitch back into the first single crochet that we did, which is right here. We'll just slip stitch here and then we chain 1 and then we can cut our yarn. Now we just have to weave in all of these ends and then we can put this onto the bag charm. Okay, I'm done sewing the ends. I'm gonna take my crochet hook and then insert it on this stitch right here on the bottom of the leaf. Right here on this stitch. And then back out on the stitch right there. Then I take the bag charm, make sure that the front is facing up. Then I just hook the chain right here so that I can pull the chain through the leaf. This will feel difficult because it's really tight, so you could use a smaller hook if you have one. Okay, so I pulled my chain through and this is the front of my flower, and then I push my leaf all the way down so that it touches the flower. And there you have it. That is pretty much your bag charm all done. Let me show you how I attach this. So I wrap this chain around the strap of my bag, like so. Then all I have to do is put the flower through this loop, right here. And then I pull it down so that it's tight, and that is pretty much it. Thank you for watching this tutorial. I hope that it was easy enough to follow. If you have any questions, please comment them down below. And I'll see you all in next week's episode.